In today's You Ask, I Answer, Judi asks, in a recent New York Times article on analytics and media, they make a distinction between data-informed as opposed to data-driven, prizing human judgment and editorial over data and not letting page views dictate content strategy. What are your thoughts? Well, it's a good question. Data informed and data driven to me are largely semantics. And the reason for that is that both of these indicate we are making decisions using data. I use the example of a GPS, right, for what it means to be data driven. When you open your smartphone, or for those of you who have the older versions that are physical separate devices, you punch in your destination, and the software talks to the system, and the system figures out how to get you from where you are to where your destination is the best way, either shortest or fastest, or is around traffic, things like that. Nobody, almost nobody, just asks the GPS for a destination and randomly and how to get there, right? I mean, you might do that for fun with like playing around with Google Maps, like, hey, what are some driving directions to get to, from Topeka to Tokyo, which you can't do that anymore. But the point being, we don't ask the GPS for our destination. We ask the GPS for our journey. How do we get there in the most optimal way? The same thing is true about being data-driven or data-informed. We need to know the best way to get to our destination, but we are not asking our systems to tell us where to go. And that's an important part, because that is the distinction in many ways between strategy and tactics and execution, right? Strategy is why are we even in the car. Tactics are, how are we going to, what choices are we going to make to get there, and execution are the pieces of data we use to make a safe and expedient journey. At no point in your strategy setting for marketing or for business in general should you be halfway along there going, hey, wait a minute, why are we even going? That's something that should not happen. So strategy is why are we going, and that involves the setting of the destination. Is it possible that we will reach a day where artificial intelligence and machine learning and deep learning can suggest destinations? Absolutely. In some ways, we already do that. So again, going back to driving, there are plenty of times, particularly if you are a business traveler, where you get to a destination and then you get to a hotel and you're like, oh, I want to find some place to eat. So you open up an app and you ask the app, what places to eat are there that are nearby, that are the cuisine I like and the price range I like, that are open right now. And in this case, we're using data to solve the problem of where should we go, or where should we get our food from. We still have the human judgment part of why are we doing this. Why are we doing this? Because we're hungry. We want something to eat. And then we use the machine technology to help us identify how we want to solve that problem. And then, again, you would then use the GPS to figure out how do you get there in order to get something to eat. Likewise, many of the biggest business problems that we solve with marketing, like we need more revenue, we need to help the team meet its sales numbers, we need to retain customers, are problems that we still have to decide. We still have to decide that how metaphorically hungry the organization is for new leads versus retaining customers, right? They only have so much time and money, unless you're, I don't know, like a bank. And even then, there's resource constraints. So which of these pressing problems do we have to solve with human judgment and informed by the biggest business? And then we can use machine technology to suggest all the different options that are available, and then we pick the options that make the most sense to us. So we're not at a point, and we will not be at a point for quite a while, where we just turn everything over to a machine. And a lot of people believe that that's what data-driven means. And it's even in this New York Times article where they're saying we don't let page views dictate our coverage or our approach. You shouldn't let page views dictate anything. Page views are not a great indicator of anything other than ad sales. But Instead, we need to have our machines helping us make our decisions better and making our decisions faster. How long would it take you, if you're under the age of 30? This reference will make no sense to you. How long did it used to take you in business travel to find a place to eat? Well, you dig out the yellow pages in the buried in the restaurant in the hotel room dresser, and sift through all the different categories, all the different cuisines and stuff like that. It would take a really long time. Now you just open up the app, find what's open. You don't have to make any phone calls to see if some place is open and if they deliver to your hotel. You just do that, and you get your answer. So the machines help us make better decisions because we know what's open, and make faster decisions because we don't have to call every single restaurant in the area. Likewise, on the business side and in the marketing side, if we are building great machine learning models to truly be data driven, we don't have to guess and try out and A/B test every single possible marketing channel. We use things like attribution modeling. We use things like subset modeling to figure out which combinations, predictive analytics, driver analysis, to figure out what combination of things is going to be most efficacious. But we still need that human judgment to go, I know something's not right in that data. I know something's a little off, or I know we had an analytics problem here, so we need to select not incorporate some of the data that we know is bad. So to sum up, data-informed and data-driven are semantic differences. Like a GPS, it is important that we, the humans, set the strategy, why we're doing something, set the destination, or use machine learning and data to figure out which destination is optimal for our limited resources, and then use data, use analytics, use insights, which is the higher form of analytics, to get us to that destination in the most efficient and effective way possible. Great question, Judi. Complex question, and there's a lot to unpack in this. I do think that a lot of people do get mixed up as to what all these different terms mean. So be clear in your own lexicon on what you mean by data-driven, what your own semantic differences are, as well as what you define strategy, tactics, execution, and measurement as, because that will help you disambiguate and not get confused when you are trying to explain your strategy, your tactics, and your execution to your stakeholders. As always, please subscribe to the YouTube channel and to the newsletter, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care. If you want help with your company's data and analytics, visit braintrustinsights.com today and let us know how we can help you.